Hello, welcome to the Patrick Torres cooking show. Today I'm going to show you how to make my world famous, and by world famous I'm the only one that knows about it, French toast. This is all the stuff you need. Ooh. If you make it exactly the way I tell you in this video, you're looking at 42 protein, 4 fat, and 32 carbs, which equals 328 calories. That's nothing. And this shit's gonna be so delicious. So, what you're gonna need is cashew milk, or really any milk, doesn't matter. You're barely gonna use this. A shaker cup is optional. The blender is optimal. A shaker cup, if you're like, man, fuck cleaning shit, use a shaker cup. It'll be the same thing. Some cinnamon. This right here, this Walden Farms pancake syrup. If you're dieting and you've never tried this, this is your best friend. I literally do this all of the time as I'm dieting. And it's so good. Some Splenda, so you can sweeten it. You can use any sweetener. I like to use stevia just because it's the most natural and, you know, organic, and I don't want to put toxins in my body. You know how those motherfuckers are. Eggs, of course. What's French toast without eggs? And low-calorie bread. So I got this one. There are actually lower-calorie versions than this that I saw after I bought it. So you can even get whatever I just said, even lower. Or you can make small variations to this recipe to get your calories a little lower or a little higher, and I will show you along the way. So for this recipe, we're using 4 slices of bread and 8 egg whites. You can use more bread, or say you can use more egg whites, but if you do, you're going to have to use more bread. So just be conscious of that. Or you could use less egg whites and then you lose less bread. The recipe really doesn't change depending on how many egg whites you use. It's really just dependent on your preference. So 8 egg whites right into your blender or shaker cup, right? And with the magic of cinematography, and pow, 8 egg whites. All right, we got our 8 egg whites. Now we start adding stuff. Now you add your cinnamon. You add very little of your, I use cashew milk because it's the lowest calorie. But whatever milk you're using, just add very little, like an ounce. And your Splenda. So, your cinnamon, you just do like a few ploofs, like that. Ploof, ploof, ploof. Okay, cinnamon's there. Splenda, I do 1 teaspoon. You can do however much you want, at least however sweet you want. It doesn't add any calories, so you could go to town. You know what? Today I'm gonna be fat and I'm gonna do 1.5. Pow. And now your milk, 1 ounce. Barely anything. You gotta be very careful. There's an ounce. Because if you have too much milk, your finished product is gonna be so watery that it's just gonna be a mess on there. So barely any milk. All right. So now that we have this ready, where's my lid? Now they have this ready. If you had a shaker cup, you just start shaking this shit vigorously, as hard as you can. If you're doing it in a blender, you want to blend this at the lowest setting that you can. Or like this one, which has a fixed setting, you want to barely do it, and I'll show you, watch. That's pretty much it. If you put it on really high, or if you blend it for too long, the egg whites get like whipped, and that's not the consistency you want. finished. So now you have your egg solution. You need a bowl. So pour that right into a bowl. If you don't like that it's watery, you could just eliminate the milk altogether. We add so little that it's pretty negligible. So now you have your bowl. Now you add your bread, and you kind of let it soak. You want to make sure it soaks really well and really absorbs everything. So you can leave it in there for just a little while. So as you let your bread soak, you can turn on the stove and warm up your pan. So say if you want more fat in this, you would use actual oil. I think canola would probably complement this the best, but I don't. So I'm gonna use this butter spray, and it kind of tastes like butter. So you just kind of have a quick spray, and then you set your heat to medium. I'd say about medium, and you're good to go. Alright, so now when your pan is sufficiently warm, this lower calorie bread is a lot thinner than normal. So, you gotta be very careful. You can get your hands dirty putting this on the pan because it'll rip if you're not really careful. Just let it sit. And also, as an alternative to bread, I'm using this no-carb bread, which has more protein and fat, but it'll save you some carbs, which I will show you in a little. So what I'm doing for this dish, my macros are going to be different than the ones I stated in the beginning of the video. I'm using this Thin Sim Foods 0-carb bread. These things are expensive. This shit was like $8. But I barely eat it, and sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I want it. So you can, as an alternative to bread, this has 7 carbs, but it's all fiber. So I mean, technically, that's not a carb. As an alternative bread, you can use this exclusively instead of real bread, and you will save a shit ton of carbs on your meal. So once you have all 4 slices in, or maybe use a smaller pan, you might have some extra. You could just drink it, honestly, or you could just pour it in on top evenly throughout all the bread slices. So when you're flipping these, you also want to be very careful because the bread's still soggy, and you don't want to tear it and just have like scrambled toast, right? Just very gently, easily flip it. Ugh. Gotta be gentle with it. And this will be ready when both sides are about golden brown. Look at that, nice golden brown. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. Ooh, it's ready. Look at this shit, so golden brown. So nice and French toasty. So my meal is 51 protein, 6 fat, and 16 carbs. Well, it's 33 carbs, but 16 real carbs because the rest is fiber. So it's ready. So now you get your amazing fucking pancake syrup from this amazing company. I mean, some products from them are fucking terrible, and then some products like this, fucking amazing. And so there you go. Also, you want to be kind of careful with your pancake syrups, because you want to be careful with sugar alcohols, because let me tell you, I bought another one from Maple Grove or some shit, and it had like 6 sugar alcohols for each serving. This has zero sugar alcohols. And the sugar alcohols, if you consume too many, which I was kind of taking a lot because it's so delicious, after a while it starts giving you watery shits. So you want to be careful with your pancake syrup. But here it is, all finished and pretty. with pancake syrup. Oh, it's so good. So, there you have it. In all its glory. Look, my email. Look. Oh, my email for diet plans. You know, you're watching my videos. Look, my social media. Look, my website. Buy my shit. So, try this. It is amazing. Even if you're bulking, you could eat. If I was bulking, I'd probably eat like 6, 8 of these. So come back next week. I'll have another recipe for you. So when you're getting lean, it won't be as shitty. It's still gonna be shitty, but not as shitty.